Coercive control is a serious crime introduced under Section 39 of the Domestic Violence Act 2018 in Ireland, profoundly impacting the lives of many victims by subjecting them to persistent patterns of controlling and coercive behaviour that can cause lasting psychological harm. This video will clearly explain what coercive control is according to Irish law, outline its key legal elements as defined in the Act, provide real-life examples from actual court cases, and guide you on where victims can access essential support resources. In Ireland, the Domestic Violence Act 2018 introduced Section 39, which specifically criminalises coercive control, marking a crucial legislative step to address non-physical forms of domestic abuse that were previously overlooked. This act represented a significant advancement by officially recognising domestic abuse, including coercive control, as a public wrong rather than a private family matter, aligning Ireland with international standards like the Istanbul Convention. Section 39 defines coercive control as a person knowingly and persistently engaging in a course of conduct, on at least 2 occasions, that is controlling or coercive towards a relevant person, such as a spouse or intimate partner. In other words, coercive control is a persistent pattern of controlling, coercive and threatening behaviour including all or some forms of domestic abuse, emotional, physical, economic, sexual including threats, by a current or former intimate partner. Women's Aid, a voluntary organisation helping those affected by domestic abuse, gives the following examples of coercive control. Isolates you from your friends and family, deprives you of basic everyday needs like food, electricity, or heating, monitors your online activity, or has installed spyware on your phone, laptop, or any other device, takes control over aspects of your everyday life, such as where you can go, who you can see, what to wear, when to be home and when you can sleep, stops you from accessing support services, such as specialist support or medical services, puts you down repeatedly, for example, tells you that you're worthless, enforces rules and activities that humiliate, degrade, or dehumanize you, coerces you into sexual activity, forces you to take part in criminal activity such as shoplifting, controls the finances and prevents you from working or having your own money, threatens to reveal or publish private information about you, like private photos or videos online. For it to be an offence, this behaviour must actually have a serious effect on the victim, and importantly, a reasonable person would also consider it likely to cause such a serious effect, ensuring the law captures objectively harmful patterns. A serious effect is precisely defined as causing the victim to fear violence, or to experience serious alarm or distress that has a substantial adverse impact on their usual day-to-day activities, like work or social interactions. The penalties for coercive control can be substantial. On summary conviction in district court, judge only, no jury, an offender faces a fine of up to €5,000 or up to 12 months imprisonment, or both fine and imprisonment. On indictment in higher courts, jury trial, penalties escalate to an unlimited fine and imprisonment for up to 5 years, or both, allowing for severe sentences in the most damaging cases. A relevant person under this law includes a spouse and a civil partner, or anyone who is or was in an intimate relationship with the offender, even if they do not live together or have children in common. The behaviour itself is not exhaustively listed but typically involves actions designed to limit the victim's personal autonomy or financial independence, such as restricting their freedom or access to money. Refer to the previous examples listed by Women's Aid. Blackmail or threats involving children are particularly egregious, such as threatening to take the children away permanently, harm them physically, or use them as leverage to force compliance in the relationship. The landmark first conviction for coercive control in Ireland took place in February 2020 at Letterkenny Circuit Court, setting a vital precedent for prosecuting this offence. In that case, a man was convicted for relentlessly harassing his former partner over 9 months, bombarding her with over 1,300 abusive messages and emails, alongside multiple physical assaults including punching her in the face. His controlling actions extended to burning her clothes in a rage, deliberately breaking her hair straightener, and forcing her to carry her phone everywhere so he could track her location and communications. Just months later, In November 2020, Ireland saw its first jury conviction for coercive control at Dublin Circuit Criminal Court. The perpetrator in Dublin physically attacked his ex-partner repeatedly, subjected her to ongoing humiliation to break her spirit, and maintained tight financial control by dictating every expenditure. He systematically isolated her from friends and support networks, threatened to share intimate images without consent online, and horrifically used a pizza slicer to inflict cuts on her face and neck. Additionally, he burned her foot with a lit cigarette during an assault and issued chilling death threats against her and her entire family to ensure her submission. If you or someone you know is suffering from coercive control, please know that help is readily available across Ireland to support you in escaping this cycle of abuse. Women's Aid runs a national free phone helpline at 1-8003-41900, which operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing confidential advice and crisis intervention for victims. They also offer a text service on 087959790 for those who prefer not to call, along with an instant messaging service through their website for immediate online support. An Garda Síochána, Ireland's national police service, is trained to respond to coercive control reports and can provide immediate protection, and carry out arrests where necessary. Always remember that coercive control is a criminal offence under Irish law. You are not to blame, and you are definitely not alone. Many have successfully sought justice and rebuilt their lives. Taking the step to seek help is both brave and essential, leading towards genuine safety, recovery, and the freedom to live without fear and domination.